Okay, welcome back to my channel, Libra. This is just a reading for the month of August. I just thought I would do an additional read for you. I just wanted to get some general energy and see what was happening here for the month. I know I have done a previous read. Some of you, this may or may not resonate. Again, some of you, it's a further out kind of a timeline. But I'll just go through generally and then we'll go through more specific. And of course, I have some clarifiers pulled here as well. But for the meantime, I'll just start out giving the general idea of what I see here. So overall, I do see that there is some kind of a partnership at hand. So it doesn't have to be a loving relationship, certainly could be just a really strong connection to someone that is going to be quite relevant for the month of August. So there's some kind of a connection there that is strongly, it seems to be a very strong connection here with the Two of Cups energy. We also have that clarified by the Ace of Cups. So it's like the gift of the universe coming through. There's something that's coming in here that somehow is creating a new emotional start or creating some kind of happy emotional event or something that is going to be very favorable anyway for this particular kind of connection that, again, however it resonates for you. Again, you're all in different timelines, so some of you this may resonate further out, others, this may be more relevant currently, and still others this will be further out into August, of course, the month that I'm reading for. So we also have the Nine of Wands. So this is also a card of um, sorry, I'm just going to turn that off and hopefully that is a little better. Anyway, the Nine of Wands is a card of a lot of motivation generally to finish something up. So it's almost like something is coming to a conclusion here in terms of whatever this is you're attempting to, whatever direction it is that you're moving ahead with this partnership or with this person or with this situation, it seems to be more of a conclusive energy. So it's like a wrapping something up, finishing something because it's something that you feel is, it needs to have some kind of, I don't want to say tying up of the ends, but it does seem like it's loose ends that need to be, something needs to be finished. There's a reason why we're kind of in this mode here, because again, there's a reason why you're taking this new step into this. I don't want to say, well, it could be journey here as well, but we'll sort of flesh it out. We'll just go with what I've got right now, and then we'll get to more detail. So moving in with the Knight of Wands, this is definitely energy of moving forward, moving ahead. It looks like there's more of an adventurous sort of quality going on here, so it does feel to me as though it is kind of a journey somewhere, simply because there's a lot of wands, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of momentum, and again, it feels like it's more conclusive energy towards something, so you're trying to get something done here. Definitely when I see the Six of Pentacles, I feel like there could be some assistance on this journey or in this particular connection. There's going to be some assistance. There's a working together. There's sort of a symbiotic kind of cooperative feel to whatever's happening here. So it feels like you're working together to make something happen or to journey out, venture out, that kind of thing. And again, even with the Six of Pentacles, I mean, it does look like it could even be in terms of finances. There's more along that line here as well. So the Two of Wands is you are setting out in a particular direction, moving towards something with the Two of Wands. And we also have the Knight of Cups. So again, it feels like there's a lot of water energy that's coming through here as well. So you could be moving toward water, something along that line. But the Knight of Cups is definitely representing some kind of happy event cards. Basically, I mean, we do have the Star card here, cards of optimism and healing, and maybe this is a journey that is going to be healing, that kind of thing, because the Star card just has a lot of other kind of transformative types of energy. So whatever the direction is here, this does feel like it is, helping you to reach a conclusion with something, and again, it's healing on some level, but there's also the sense that there's a fresh emotional start. Like, this is, again, the universe is helping to create something here that's going to help bind or reconnect or connect, some kind of a bond here between somebody that is very important to you. And again, even with the King of Wands and all of this Wands energy, it's movement towards something. So to me, it's like a little bit of a venture out or something here. This definitely speaks to that star energy is, the future looks bright. This situation looks bright. It's a time of inspiration here as well, with all, again, with all the wands. Um, I do feel like you are moving into a space where there is some kind of restrictive energy, not just with this card, but I had some other cards that I had pulled had actually fallen out, and there was a level of restriction. And I don't know if it's because there was more confusion for one person and another person. But somehow it just feels like there is something here around the healing that's a little stagnant. So I'm not really quite sure where to go with that just yet. We'll sort of flesh it out here as we go along, because the cards individually sort of represent that. There's some kind of gridlock or holding back in a connection. So we also have the Eight of Pentacles. So normally this is a card of, things, it's hard-earned money, it's, a working situation, it's moving things ahead by sheer effort. It's definitely, though, followed by the Five of Pentacles. So it looks like something further out toward the end of that month, again, is a bit of a challenge. There's a little bit of a dry spell here, or there's some kind of a shift that has to happen around the money, because it's not feeling like it's very abundant in that way. I do have some other cards here as well that kind of came out here. So again, we've got the card of the Two of Pentacles. There's a bit of a juggling of time, energy, resources. And we also have the card of Judgment. So it feels like there's some kind of very major event that's taking place. There's a reason why this is occurring. And it does seem to be a very significant sort of energy around for Libra as well. Libra, Aries, Aquarius sort of comes through here standing out. But there's also a very, it's a reconnection of some sort here all around. There's some form of a celebration with the Three of Cups. So I feel like the Three of Cups is kind of bringing it closer to feeling, I don't know, there could be a connection here with the King of Pentacles. So this could be a person, or certainly represents feeling in a place of security. But we'll kind of build on that here as we go. So let's start here, as I said, with the Two of Cups. So again, the Two of Cups is that energy around, sort of symbiotic, working together with somebody, doing something, in a connection anyway that seems to be pretty relevant here. So again, the Two of Cups is where you're looking at a working partnership, is what I would say. And again, doesn't have to be romantic, but it is certainly energy around working together with someone in this situation. So twos are also about creating some balance for yourself, or at least trying to maintain some peace and harmony there. And it doesn't look like there's any kind of battle necessarily, but it definitely is, a relationship of some sort, like I said, that seems to be very balanced. Yeah. The other part of it too, like I said, I mean, we've got a lot of twos here. There was a Two of Wands I remember seeing further out here as well. But just in looking at, like I said, the Two of Cups with the Ace of Cups, it's like there's a new journey that's up ahead here. So Two of Cups seems to be also in around summertime, does represent water here as well. Very strongly correlated with water here, I see. But I do feel like there's a lot of emotional relevancy here. So, like I said, Ace of Cups is some kind of new love affair or new reconnection. Certainly could also represent, kind of a new chance to reconnect in something with that's a happy situation overall. But it definitely is a very positive time anyway. But I do feel like this is some kind of new opportunity up ahead here for you to feel emotionally balanced. There's a new level of emotion here that I feel is coming through. So it's somehow very stabilizing energy. It's something that you're desiring. It's something that makes you feel very, makes you just feel like you are in, like there's deeper meaning to life all around, is what I would say with that. So when we get to the, and I should also just sort of throw in there too, because of that Two of Cups energy, again, it's almost like there is a feeling of the partnership being complete. in some way. Something is completing. You're not quite there yet with that Nine of Wands, but it's like something is really, there's emotional balance here, is what I would say there. And it just feels like there is a real sense of companionship in this period. So whether there is or was a period where things were not, feeling very strongly connected, I just feel like something is wrapping up here. So this is kind of a settling of a situation, and this, again, King of Wands following that Knight of Wands, it could be with a mature person who's quite energetic, somebody who's quite charismatic, that kind of thing. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius also represented here, but again, it's almost like there could be a settling of minor disputes, something like that, or something that is smoothing, a connection out here. But it definitely does speak to wrapping up, a cycle, getting very close to tying up some of these ends here. And so even though there is a certain level of burden or pressure, or, feeling like time is of the essence, something along that line, it still feels like this is a uniting energy here. And again, we do have the Three of Cups further out here too. And of course, that in itself is, supportive, healing friendships and connections. And it's where things are going well, old wounds heal. Everything seems to be, joy and happiness and togetherness and all of that. So there's a lot of improvement in those areas. Again, in connecting, there's some sense of really feeling quite blessed in some way. So happy with the results of the way things are moving, but definitely speaks to group interaction in the month of August. So celebrating something. And again, I do feel like a very charismatic person is coming through here, that there is sort of a tying up of the loose ends, like I said. So, this could be kind of restoring the balance in a situation, because King of Wands energy, like I said, I feel like it's more a person, because we've got King of Wands, we also have King of Pentacles that was further over here. And of course, that's the energy of somebody who's quite secure and stable and that kind of thing. So I feel like this is either you're meeting up with some, different people here, more than one type of person. There's Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy here also. But this is, again, definitely somebody that kind of runs the show, or at least has a fairly good sense of, they set achievable goals and they do it. It's a really measured risk. Nobody's extending themselves here. And so maybe that's where things are coming into play at the end of the month, just kind of restoring some of the resources by, kind of keeping checks and balances with money. But either way, King of Wands to me looks like there's a lot of mature energy here. So I feel like there's a lot of people in this month that are older, or certainly have a lot of confidence. They're a very confident type of people that you're dealing with here. So again, this could be people that, this person has a certain level of respect here as well. But it does feel like it's a mature, again, it doesn't have to be man or woman specifically, but it does kind of represent more of a masculine energy here, predominantly, that I'm seeing with both the King of Pentacles as well as that King of Wands. So I do feel like there is a masculine energy coming through here. But again, it's still the card of, really feeling inspired and kind of moving ahead. I don't see a lot of real strong risk-taking cards here, even though the Knight of Wands energy kind of feels like there's a push-pull, back and forth sort of energy in some way in around help or finances, something along that line. But I do still feel like the Knight of Wands is kind of taking action regardless of regardless of a scenario. You're still moving ahead on a plan. A knight is still, like I said, they're always about action. There's a lot of cards of action here. So I feel like this is a month of movement all around. So there could be a significant amount of travel that's happening here. Doesn't have to be, far and wide. Maybe it is in a smaller sort of area, but there's still a lot of movement regardless. There's a lot of ambition and of movement. And again, even with the finances, there's still something here that is, you're getting some help. But yeah, like I said, with that Knight of Wands energy, it's still feeling like you are in a place of almost like stop-start energy. So maybe there is a sense that you're getting going and then you're stopping to slow something down and then you get going again. because like I said, it is a card of rushing, but then it's also inconsistent. So it's like you're not sticking around for too long. Maybe you've got a lot of places to go. I don't know. But either way, it is still kind of a fiery, confident sort of quality that comes through with this here as well. So I do feel like you're pursuing something. Like I said, it seems like this is kind of a goal-oriented scenario because of that Nine of Wands. It does indicate that, there is something that is in flux, but, you're still moving ahead with the direction here regardless. So you're actively searching for something here, and it feels like it is tying up loose ends, like I said. And again, we'll kind of rehash this and kind of give you more of a solid base at the very end here, but we're just kind of working through the cards individually. So I do feel, like I said, Six of Pentacles is the card of, again, more cards of getting help, or six is still around the cards of balance, that kind of thing. But it's energy that is working together or collaboratively to sort of make something happen. So again, it is still energy where you're backed, you're supported in some way. So whether this is somebody's being charitable with you, something along that line, either way, there is some kind of an exchange going on, giving or receiving, that kind of thing. And it does feel like this could be coming through from sort of a fiery sign here as well. But it's more of an equal exchange here, and just being open to a lot of things that are coming in here. So there could be, like I said, some level of blockage is what I would say I was picking up in some area here. So it's almost like there's a holding off of something emotional. But again, there's still a lot of energy here of something being reciprocated. So maybe it's a little one-sided, but either way, it does feel like there's some very healing, regenerative kind of energy that's going on here. And again, it does involve quite a few people, I would say here. So we also have that energy of, I'm just going to pull some of these over a little ways here just to make some extra room. So we also have the card of the Two of Wands, and of course that is a card of sort of stepping forward into something. So, I mean, you do have so many wands here that there's a lot of activity going on. I would say that you're not going to be standing still for too long. Again, more twos. So, the twos are all about the partnerships, the balance, that kind of thing. And there is cooperation, a lot of that going on. And again, two of Wands is almost, kind of sharing energy, sharing your time. There was sort of energy here, like you're moving in the right direction, working partnerships, all of that, travel. It does speak to a lot of travel here, and it's certainly good news that's coming in here, especially with the Knight of Cups. And that good news seems to be around the emotional front. So I feel like you're making the right connections in this period. So it just feels like the benefit is really emotionally, is what I would say. There's a lot of emotional gain here with that Knight of Cups. So again, still more action. So there's movement on the emotional front here. We also have, again, the Star card. So like I said, there is a level of healing here. But like I said, there's so much movement that it almost feels like it's rapid emotional developments or rapid emotional healing. There's a certain level of excitement that comes into this. It comes into play in August, and there's a lot of creativity, warm-hearted, communicative kind of energy. So it's like it's a new kind of experience, is what I would say there, because it's almost like there's a new start here, tying up loose ends, somehow changing the path here a little bit. So that there's kind of a new start with that Two of Wands. But either way, it just feels like there is travel involved here with a significant person. It doesn't have to be a romantic situation, but it definitely still feels like there's going to be some potential there. A lot of father figure energy, or at least mature male energy, that kind of thing. But there's definitely significant improvement in this path, and emotionally it seems to be that there is a lot of that's developing. So there's a lot of deep feelings that are being dealt with on this level here. So, and it does feel like I said, with the star card, it does feel like there is kind of a level of transformation here. And maybe this Two of Swords is where the healing is taking place. Maybe there was initially some blockages in this area. Because with that star card, I mean, that's a card of, obviously things are moving in the right direction. Everybody is feeling a lot more optimistic. And certainly it's a place of almost, I mean, your mood's lifting, or somebody like this group, the mood lifts. Like, there's not a sense of loneliness here with that card. It's a card of, balance and harmony and things starting to look up. So again, I feel like you're being guided into this space. So the future looks bright. It does feel like there's a lot more healing, rejuvenating kind of energy. And like I said, I mean, the star is where you're definitely meant to be. So, you could be, like, everything is just turning out as it should in this period. And there's certainly more of a belief in the path that you're on the right track. Like I said, new doors are kind of opening here, but the Two of Swords feels like there is, maybe somebody was a little reluctant to budge and things were a little bit closed off, but there is a certain level of making something happen here, because the cards that followed were the Eight of Cups. And of course, we also had that coming in with the Seven of Wands. So there is like an upper hand situation. Things are looking good. So I do feel like this is a journey, and it is allowing you to, it does feel, a lot of cards for me are just standing out that it's near water. But like I say, it feels like this is a path that needs to happen. So then we get over to the Eight of Pentacles. So again, I mean, that's a card of certainly, hard-earned money going into, hard-earned efforts going into something. It definitely feels like there is a lot of movement, like I said, around the financial front there. So if you're not traveling, it certainly looks like there could be a new job through a partnership, or at least a new start in regards to a partnership. Somebody could be connecting with you. For those of you that are not traveling, this would be along that storyline. So there's something there as far as, reserve around a particular fire sign, possibly for whoever this speaks to. But the focus is really on, educating yourself, or at least making some time to move toward something that you feel is somehow influencing you and your money. I feel like this is, where you could be paying attention to the details of something, certainly trying to master something, or at least move something to a new level in terms of money, because I feel like this is kind of a lack mindset here with the Five of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles tells me you're in the space of trying to deepen your bond with a particular situation, whether this is a talent or trying to create some kind of excellence in something that you're doing here as well. So there's a lot of hard work and practicality that comes with this energy here, but it's definitely, connected to areas of your self-worth, and certainly, it can be quite building up, how somebody feels about themselves, that kind of thing, dealing with, how, sense of lack and insecurity for sure. But that seems to be a place where you're trying to process all of that right now. So you're actually taking more pride in what you're doing here, or where you're showing up. And it definitely is not seeing yourself as a victim. And in this energy, you were seeing yourself as a victim. So there might be a certain aspect of, money having to be kind of, money and again, time, energy having to be sort of juggled here at the end, but still so many cards of things being balanced. I wouldn't worry. And of course, with that Judgment card, I mean, this is a very big time. This is a really significant time for you. Something is really energetically, like I said, stimulating you, exciting you. It's certainly bringing things to to a place where, because the Judgment card is one that is like a big transition of some sort here. There's something that is wrapping up, that is bringing about a big conclusion that I feel is very positive but transformative. And it's just a space where I feel like there's a lot more, again, there's so much healing energy around this that I would say there's going to be a real residual further out. This is not just a space of experiencing this. I feel like this is really going to be something that you were hoping for. It's like a dramatic change or shift within you, because this card back here with that Two of Swords was at being at a crossroads. And I feel like with the Judgment card, this is really regenerative healing. This is that energy of switching up your belief systems about something, whether this is humanity or otherwise. But you're just starting to see that there is a lot more connection out there, and that you are connected to something that is more supportive, a more supportive network. But it does kind of speak to being in a place of reviewing your life, and at this time, you might be just taking stock of things, and really taking a look at realizing how everything is kind of unfolded in your path in life, and looking at some of the valuable lessons and the things that you've learned. Because like I said, it's through this connection, or through this group, this interconnectedness with other people, that you're really starting to see how everything connects, and what it was all about, really. Everything seems to have come full circle here. Yeah, and I feel like this is sort of a sharing of all of those moments and the things that have been learned. So now let's just kind of wrap it up and get into even just a little more detail. Okay, so we're going back to the Two of Cups, and again we had the Ace of Cups. So again, strong emotional sort of connection going on here. Again, it feels like there's a sense of some kind of a new start on an emotional level that deals with a particular connection. And I definitely feel like whatever this connection is, it's going to be one that's, there's more communication, there's going to be more honesty, there's going to be more of a, whether it's romantic or partnership or friendship, whatever, it still feels like somehow everything is moving to a higher level in this connection here. So again, it's like a new start, but it's a powerful start. It's a powerful, deeper level, as I said, of a new start for that relationship. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired today, but I will try to wrap this up. Okay, so then when we get to the Nine of Wands, like I said, there is a wrapping up of a cycle for sure. You're almost to the tens, and that is followed by the King of Wands. So I feel like it's dealing with a particular person. King of Wands energy is also someone who is very charismatic and definitely has a lot of star quality. This is somebody who's really entrepreneurial, lots of ideas. This is somebody who has a lot of energy, a lot of power, not necessarily power in the monetary sense, but a lot of influence, that kind of thing. I would say this kind of natural leader is somebody who has more influence than they do necessarily financial backing, but they could certainly get financial backing just because of their connections to others. But this is all about, being ready to take charge and move something ahead. A lot of charisma, a lot of confidence, like I said, with this person. I feel it's somebody that you're dealing with, but it's a very visionary kind of person. And like I said, this is still being really resilient and determined to get on this path, get something done here. Then we moved into the Knight of Wands energy here. So the Knight of Wands, again, is still that energy of taking action. It's moving on something. It's all these cards feel like you're on the hustle. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of not sitting still. It's, you're constantly in motion here by the sounds of it. And then and I should say, you're not speeding ahead, but it's like I'm rushing, and then I'm slowing down, and then I'm rushing and I'm slowing down, that kind of thing. So again, with the Six of Pentacles, this is still that energy of, it's some kind of Uh, it is some kind of assistance, but there's also, like I said, it's a reciprocated give and take kind of energy. But mixed with that Knight of Pentacles, it's almost like that generosity is coming through because of this combination, this group effort, this connection. And it's almost like it raises your, I don't know if it's clarity is really what the word is, I would say, but it's almost like it raises your, maybe raises your confidence level in some area. Something like that. You know, it's almost like this is something about positioning yourself in a way that is advantageous to you as well. But there's a lot of enthusiastic energy here. There's a lot of motivation, a lot of ambition to be an adventurer and take control of a situation. And then when we get over to the Two of Wands, again, that Two of Wands energy is imparting out to a new venture. So you're kind of walking through, I'd say you're headed out somewhere. Like I said, this is usually one of my cards for travel. And it's definitely an emotionally satisfying sort of scenario that I would, venture to say you were headed toward. But it's almost like, because the Two of Wands, like I said, I mean, that's almost a sense of, I still get kind of crossroads sort of feeling, especially when I sort of see some of the imagery in the card there. There's something there where there's a bit of a holdback, but I'm not really sure why. And like I said, there's just a little bit of reserve on some level. I mean, around emotional area here. Like it's movement toward it, it's going forward. But again, it's maybe going forward in matters of the heart, that kind of thing. And it's definitely a successful sort of, movement. Very fulfilling. But the healing energy here tells me there's a reason that something is at a crossroads, because there is something that was not quite right. So this is journey, I think, that's healing. It's a healing journey. And especially too when I see the Seven of Wands there, like I said, there's a lot of transformation here, because of this journey. Whether this is an inward journey or an actual trip, there is some sense of, because I mean some of the cards here do still indicate that there's a crossroads, there's stagnant energy, but then there's also all this motivation, which is really confusing to me. But let me just take a look at this again for a second here. Like I said, Seven of Wands is definitely high activity and having the upper hand in a situation that maybe was at a distance, because that is a card of having to make a decision about something, feeling like you're facing off in a fight or, against some opposition here. So maybe there is some scenarios here where you're up against a little bit of battle along the way, but it looks like you're still going ahead regardless. And even though you're not really sure, because this is kind of an energy of, you're very determined to take this path, to do this journey, to go this into this place. But like I said, you're certainly willing to take on the challenge. But it feels like the challenge is that you're facing a difficult decision of some sort. So let's just read on again here. And again, when we got to the Eight of Pentacles with that Five of Pentacles, that's still the energy of working it out. despite feeling like something is not maybe favorable because of that Five of Pentacles, definitely feels like there is some challenge in around some finances toward the end of the month. But again, I would say overall, you're headed in the right direction, doing the right thing. You know, you've got a skill set that you're really relying on here. A lot of hard work to get this completed is what I would say there. A lot of hard work to make this happen. But there is progress. And I do feel like you are feeling like you lack because you don't have a skill or ability or something, but you're still coming out on top. So you feel like you are powering through a situation, but you just don't feel like you're fully equipped to deal with the whole scenario here. It somehow is kind of interfering with your focus, I would say, especially when it's followed by the Two of Pentacles. So again, there's a lot, you're willing to put in the effort. You're really willing to put in the effort to make something happen. But again, the Two of Pentacles is that it's just really drawing on your, it's really taxing on you, you know, to go through whatever this is. But it feels like it is like a necessary journey is what I'm getting here. It's something that you feel you have to undertake. It's something that is kind of coming full cycle. It's like full circle. It's something where there's a lot of personal growth and development to do. So I feel like you are driven to do this in the month of August. Again, there could be some worries about financial issues here. But I feel like overall you're really balancing it out okay. It's just that it's a big transition. You're having to learn to adapt to your surroundings in the end of, especially by the end of August. You know, so again, I feel like it's really important the message is really, you know, gain some deeper insight and wisdom with the Judgment card. You are getting some assistance here at some point in the month. And definitely with the Three of Cups, there's a good celebration here. And I do feel like, again, there's the King of Swords here, so it's your energy coming in the reading here. So I do feel like you feel, you know, very happy about whatever's happening here. This is definitely that energy of a group. And I do feel like it's more of a, almost something related to the past here too. When I look at the Six of Pentacles, this is a supportive network. So this is people that it's not new people coming into your life. This is people you've known for some time. Also moving this into the King of Swords, like I said, I mean, it just feels like you were dealing with your situation in a very well communicated way. Like it feels like the celebrations are, you know, there's teamwork, there's that unity, there's just a really good feeling of emotional togetherness. Everything's kind of balancing out as it should. And like I said, it's just a really good time, I would say. You know, you're able to express your emotions well. You know, albeit it seems to be more, you know, straightforward, rational, logical ways in which you're dealing with things, but you're really focused on this group, this connection. Last cards out, King of Pentacles and Lovers. So this for sure is an indicator to me. There is definitely some kind of connection that could be coming out of this. I don't know if this is, again, romantic, but it could certainly be. But it certainly feels like there is someone of importance that is coming in here and making some kind of appearance where it is going to be something that is really pretty relevant for you, because these are two major arcana cards. So I would say that there's something here that's really going to matter in this month about a connection. So like I said, there's an important connection coming in here. There's a reconnection of and a renewal of a connection. Happy emotional time all around, but there's a celebration. There's some kind of connection to the past here. And again, I feel like whatever this balance and harmony is, even with this King of Pentacles, so somebody who's a little more interested in maintaining, their finances, that kind of thing. They're definitely somebody who values that kind of security. I do feel like that's a very important person that's coming in. Like I said, whether it's a real love connection or just a very strong, influential connection in your life, either way, it is still something that aligns you with your purpose in some way here. It's a very important connection, like I said, because it offers a lot of stability for you. Because these cards paired together, it's a significant decision and it's something that's in around stability. So I feel like you're choosing stability over whatever everything else. So I feel like this is impacting your finances, whatever this connection is to you. So yeah. Anyway, I feel like you're really, really considering something by the end of that month. And maybe that's why that Two of Swords appeared here again with the Lover's card, because this is all about, both of them are sort of in that. And so was the Two of Wands. Like there's a decision that is very relevant here. And it seems to be in around stability. I'm just going to throw these last few cards out here. I won't go into them as much detail, but there were a couple of other cards that came out, just sort of fell out on their own here. So the Fool, of course, is just taking an absolute journey. Definitely the Six of Wands, a lot of action and certainly drawing attention to yourself. Nine of Swords, again, there was some kind of worry or fear. There's a very conclusive energy, again, coming through here with the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords. Something is starting to finish up here. It goes from the 8 to the 9, so there's a lot of worry about something here. And it seems to be in a connection, something verbal that might be taking place here as well in terms of communication. So there's almost like a period in there that seems to be a little jarring. The King of Wands could be dealing with a water sign here as well. And we also have the High Priestess. There's something that's still unknown yet to open up, but it's in around a family connection. And definitely a lot of male energy here with the Emperor and the Four of Wands. So again, a lot of cards that indicate you're dealing with some things here that are influencing you in terms of your family happiness, definitely around control, because there's a lot of mature energy here. There's a lot of very well established energy. These are people that are older that you're dealing with here. Ten of Cups, something is bringing in a certain level of extreme emotional happiness. Definitely feels like, family happiness, because I get a lot of that energy there. High Priestess, again, is still something that has yet to be revealed. So there's still some information here. I feel like you could be coming off a little bit secretive, or somebody is coming off a little bit more of a mystery, especially with this card coming out. But it definitely still feels like there is energy around something yet to... something's yet to be revealed. So I feel like there could be something that... something really positive that's about to be revealed here with that High Priestess, and especially when it's followed by the Ten of Cups. So there's a hidden factor, like I said. It'll be interesting to know what that turns out to be. But again, it's still something here about the unknown, even almost traveling between, traveling in some way. Could be Cancer energy here as well. Something that you're just not quite understanding yet as well. There's just something that you're not able to completely understand here yet. Something is not knowable. So like I said, that'll be kind of interesting how that plays out. But either way, it's going to make you happy. So whatever that High Priestess energy is that's not yet flowing out, just remain open to it, because there's something that is going to reveal itself that's going to make you incredibly happy here. Anyway, that's what I have for you on an emotional level. So that's what I have for you for the month of August. We'll kind of flesh that out again a little bit. And I might even try sort of trying to meditate on things a little bit. I've been so busy that I'm just sort of reading the cards as they come out, but I just haven't had a lot of time. But I definitely feel like there's something here that's going to impact you on a very strong emotional level in the month of August. So yeah, stay tuned. That looks like a really good, interesting reveal. Keep moving forward, Libra. Talk to you soon.